We're in your debt. Come back in one piece, Fox.
I'm fine. You okay over there, Fox?
To make a long fucking story short, I put a whole bag of jelly beans up my ass. And it's 24 hours later now. I ain't find none yet.
You're becoming more like your father.
Salutations, friends. Today I'm going to talk about two things because we still don't have a Nintendo Direct for some reason. My guess is that they always kind of pump the brakes on those kind of press releases because right now the Mario Galaxy movie just came out, and I'm sure they're just going to push that hard the first half of the year. They want another billion-dollar success on their hands. So, not surprised we didn't get a February Direct. They don't want anything overshadowing the Galaxy film, so I don't know. Maybe in May, most likely June. But until then, we've got two massive stories, one involving the Galaxy movie. But right up front, I'll tell you what I'm going to talk about today. The Ocarina of Time remake rumor that's going around. And then also the reintroduction of Starfox through the Mario Galaxy film. So I'm going to go ahead and kick this off with the Ocarina of Time remake. I don't usually like to talk about rumors and things like that, but I thought this would be a great opportunity to sort of talk about maybe the future of Zelda. Eiji Aonuma, the producer of the Legend of Zelda franchise, has come out a couple of times because since Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom have been coming out, people have been loving that open world, but there's a massive Zelda fan base that is clamoring for an old-school 3D Zelda game. We still get the 2D top-down games, and then we're getting these brand-new open-world experiences, but we haven't gotten a traditional 3D Zelda game in a long, long time. And everyone's like, where's the original, where's the traditional dungeons? Where's the original concepts? We kind of miss that formula. We just haven't been getting that. The Divine Beasts from Breath of the Wild were not really dungeons. They were just kind of puzzles, and then the shrines aren't really dungeons because they're so short. And so it's like, I don't know, I think a lot of people, including myself, kind of would like a new game that's like that. And I don't know what Nintendo's going to do. They usually do the unpredictable. But what I think that they should be doing is they've got a fantastic opportunity here to have their cake and eat it too. And my example is what Capcom is currently doing with the Resident Evil franchise. Capcom has been hitting it out of the park recently. Resident Evil as a franchise, I don't know if for anybody that's not played it, was kind of dying back around 2016, 2015. Resident Evil 6 was terrible. It was too much action gameplay, and the people that were running Resident Evil as a franchise sort of just lost their way. They brought it back. They did some kind of inventive new stuff with Resident Evil 7, and then, of course, Resident Evil 8. But their new games were, new and experimental, and they were trying new things and kind of pushing the envelope. But then they were also going back and remaking their classic games like Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4. So they kind of got a chance to have their cake and eat it too. Push the envelope with the new games, but still appeal to the nostalgic core fan base with the remakes. I could totally see Nintendo having a lot of success with this with Zelda. Keep pushing the envelope with the Zelda games. Every new Zelda game should sort of reinvent itself and go forward, like Breath of the Wild did and like Tears of the Kingdom did, but maybe go back and remake Ocarina. And then maybe after that, Majora's Mask. And then maybe after that, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword. And go back and redo those games so that, I don't know, every 5 to 6 years we get a new Zelda. Maybe this time it's new. Maybe next time it's a remake. When it's a remake, it's a more traditional kind of Zelda. Linear dungeons, you've got to use the item that's in the dungeon that you get, and then later on that helps you traverse the overworld. Like that old school style of Zelda game. it'd be a great opportunity to kind of do both. Because Resident Evil has been firing on all cylinders. For those of you who have not played it, it's fantastic. But the remakes are my style. I love the remakes. They are fantastic. The new games, I don't like them really at all. But I'm still a happy customer because I get the product that I want. So I love Resident Evil 2. I love Resident Evil 4. I'm excited for the Code Veronica remake that people are talking about. It's coming out. I like these remakes. Resident Evil 7 was okay. Didn't finish 8. And then I played a little bit of 9 now, and I'm about more than halfway through it, and I'm just not digging it that much. I don't like it. So I don't know. I think that's a great metric for Zelda. Zelda should do that moving forward, because just continuing to lose, where you came from, and I don't know, that whole formula was such a winning formula in the 90s. They could really, not only bring back a lot of older Zelda fans like myself, but they could also introduce some of the newer Zelda fans to the older style. I don't know. I think it could be fantastic. Just use the Breath of the Wild engine, maybe tweak the art style a little bit, make it look a little bit darker, like maybe make it look like the concept art. Not the concept art. Whatever that art style was in the Ocarina of Time, like strategy guide, where it was kind of like hand drawn and stuff like that. Just kind of make it look like that, and put a new spin on it, and just give us the classic story repackaged in a more modern kind of a way. Because you've always got the classic title on NSO, so you don't really have to remake it beat for beat. Put a little artistic liberty in there, like the Resident Evil titles, but that core essence of it just still needs to be there. Anyway, that's what I personally think that they should do. I don't know if they're going to do that. I also don't even know if this Ocarina of Time remake is real or not. Could be totally fake. But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we'll see in June, because as of right now, we have no idea. And the reason why this perfectly segues into my next topic, the reason why we don't know is because of the Mario Galaxy film. And the biggest news of the Mario Galaxy film is that Fox McCloud is in the game. Not the game, the movie. Sorry. Apparently, Fox McCloud is in this movie. It opened yesterday at the time of this recording, but I'm not going to be able to watch it for another month because for some reason, I don't know. So, slight tangent. Explain this to me. They had the premiere for the Mario Galaxy movie in Kyoto like 3 days ago, with the whole cast was there, and Miyamoto-san was there, and they did a whole big to-do, and then everybody flew to LA. They did another premiere, and then they released the movie yesterday, but yet we don't get the movie in Japan until the 24th of April. Almost a month later. They're like waiting until Golden Week for us to get it. I know that it's a tactic by, corporate Japan that's like, hey, look, we want everybody, because for those of you that don't know, Golden Week is like a week-long celebration out here where like most people are off work most of the week, including myself. And that's when everyone's going to go to theme parks or go to movies and go do stuff. And so it makes sense to release that, but the problem is that we have the internet now. So people are going to go to the Mario Galaxy movie, film spoilers, post them on TikTok, and those of us that are like going to have to wait are just going to get totally spoiled by this. I don't know. It's like, come on, man. Like, I get what you're doing. Then hold the American release until Golden Week as well. Why? I don't know. They did this with the first Mario movie, and it drove me nuts. But anyway, Fox McCloud is apparently in the Mario Galaxy movie. I'm very excited about this. I'm a huge Smash Brothers fan, and I've been playing as Fox since the Nintendo 64 days. He was my main in 64, and in Melee, and in Wii, and in 3DS/Wii U, and then now with Ultimate, I do play Fox. K. Rool's also thrown in there quite a bit, but Fox has always been my guy. I've even loved the Starfox games. I'm a big fan of 64, obviously, but Assault was actually one of my top favorites. I love Star Fox Assault. Zero Star Fox Zero was a big letdown just because of the control scheme, but I don't know. I kind of gave it a little bit of a pass. I've been wanting them to port that to the Switch, and they've never done it. Honestly, my least favorite Star Fox game that I've ever played is probably the original for the Super Nintendo, just because it was so janky and the frame rate wasn't quite there, and I didn't grow up on it. I grew up on the 64, and I grew up on Assault and things like that. So anyway, just needless to say, I love the characters, I love the franchise, and I've always wanted more out of Star Fox. And I just kind of figured after Zero, they were maybe done, or they were going to shelve it for a long time. And so I'm super excited to see him in this new film, because hopefully, I mean, they've been rumoring that this also means we're going to get a game sometime in like May or June or early summer for Star Fox to kind of coincide with the release of this movie. I really hope that's true. I really, really hope that's true. And if it is true, what they got to do is this. So Star Fox, the biggest problem with Star Fox is that the formula for that game is an arcade shooter, right? It's an arcadey kind of shooter. You go through it a whole bunch of times. You go for high scores. You try to get the secret paths. You try to unlock all of the little other extra planets and stuff like that. I get it. That's great. That's fine. That's kind of stuck in the 90s. Like when I was playing Star Fox Zero, aside from the controls, I did not particularly care for that anymore, and I felt that kind of style of game had aged not the best. You can have that as a mode in the new Star Fox game, but that should not be like the selling factor of this game. What should be selling this game is online multiplayer. And baby, the Switch 2 is an online multiplayer machine. I mean, they're selling it now with like cameras and all of these other things. Imagine like at the bottom of the screen, whenever someone started talking, their face popped up in a little R-Wing cockpit, just like, the characters do in the game. Like, that would be fantastic. You could get into 8-player dogfights online, teams of 4. You could even do co-op, like run through a campaign with a buddy or like a team of 4. Like, they should really make Star Fox the next multiplayer, like, franchise. Like, Splatoon was a huge multiplayer hit that is now Nintendo's top-tier multiplayer, like, online experience. They need to get Star Fox in there too. Star Fox needs to be the online experience that everybody is constantly talking about. I mean, it's perfect. Now is the perfect time to do it. I'm just afraid that if they release another game, multiplayer might be there. Like, you can do online, all range mode, dogfights and stuff, but that's about it. It's like, no. Every single thing you can do in that game needs to be able to be done with friends online, up to 8 players or 4 people. So like if you're gonna go through the campaign together, like it's like, hey, let's go online, let's play a round of Star Fox, because it takes like 30 minutes to get through a run of Star Fox. You 4 all go through the level together at the same time, and you got to work together, and you're an actual team. You're a part of the Star Fox team. Like, you've got all 4 characters. And maybe if you're going to do, maybe you could even have like classes where it's like this person's more defense, or this person's got heavier guns, but maybe they move slower. Maybe every single person's got a different role to kind of fill in the team. I don't know. There's so much you could do here. I hope that they just don't make another straightforward Star Fox game, because to me, that won't sell. It won't sell well enough. I mean, I would love that game. I'd buy it and play it all the time. But I think just the normal average person just needs more out of a product. I mean, it could be great. It could be totally fantastic. I'm dying to see what they do with it. But for me, the only way that this franchise is going to possibly succeed is if it is a online-focused experience. If this is an offline, arcadey style game, it'll do great with the older folks, with the grandpas like me, but the younger kids are going to look at that and go, I want to get back on Fortnite or Roblox. Because they want online. For them, everything has to be online now. And it's just, I don't know, man. It's awful, but that's just the way that it is. anyway, that's basically my thoughts on those two franchises. The direction these guys should go in. I don't know. These are all just rumors, to be honest with you. None of this could absolutely happen. That's why I'm kind of, making this a shorter episode. But I wanted to get my thoughts out there before Direct drops, because if this stuff is correct, I want to be able to come back and go, hey, look at that. I called that. I totally called that. But what do you think? Am I totally wrong? Is this really stupid? Like, should they just make a straightforward remake of Ocarina of Time and not touch it at all? Like, just up-res the 3DS version? Or should they just make a traditional arcadey Starfox game and say, you know what, we're not going to do any online? What do you think that they should do? Comment below, let me know. And as always, take care of each other out there.